Hi, this is Deborah. It is September 24th, 2018. And yesterday I had a quantum healing session with Crystal, the Energetic Alchemist. And I wanted to share my experience or how I prepared actually for the session. That's really what I wanted to share because I had concern that it would not be a satisfying, effective session. That was my concern because I'd had some hypnosis in the past, both successful and unsuccessful, and I knew that getting into a relaxed state of mind was very important for the success, in my case anyway. And I knew that was going to be probably a challenge, and I didn't know how much of a challenge with the long, the distance session was going to be. So, knowing these things, I took what Crystal had emailed, in preparation for this session. She gave a lot of good information and told me to do, some things that would help raise my vibration in preparation for this session. You have to have a high vibration. So I did the things that I knew to do to raise my vibration, and so I'm just going to share with you those things that I did. So firstly, actually, I decided to make the whole day. It was an afternoon appointment, and I decided. I was fortunately, I was able to do this, but I made the whole day a ceremony, basically leading up to this session. I live alone, so that was easy to do, or I don't live with other humans anyway. And so that was very easy to do. I could just set the rules. And so I made the whole day about the session. So despite having already done chores on Saturday, it was Sunday and it was a special day and it was basically a ceremony. So when I rearranged the living room to get it, this is where I was doing it, was on my sofa. So, I actually rearranged the living room to where there was really good energy flow. I opened up the windows and I let the sunlight in and the really cool air. And then just, vacuumed the floor again, and then I burned the sage, which I do quite often. Burning the sage raises the vibration of the area. And especially after you're cleaning, I do it. So I did that. I had my aromatherapy going. Any essential oil that makes you feel calm and relaxed, something that is not stimulating, you can use. So I had that going. And then I'm very sound driven, so I've listened to a lot of sounds and music that will raise my vibration. So what did I listen to yesterday morning? So I started out with Renee Brody. She has these the crystal bowls. So I bought a crystal bowl once, and this Renee Brody had a CD, and she had the different chakras, the notes that correspond with the different chakras of the crystal bowl sounds on this CD. And so I listened to that actually a lot. I listened to that in the car. So I listened to that in the morning, and then there are some 432 hertz songs, pieces that I listen to also. So that's, part of my regular routine. So I listened to that also, preceding this event or this session. And I also, in the morning when I meditated, I set the intention for a successful session. Now, I'm going to back up here for a minute because I forgot to tell you that this session was, when I made the appointment, it was, like 3 weeks out. So I had 3 weeks to prepare, which I hated at the time because I really just wanted to get this session done because, I'm not really keen on delayed gratification. But I needed that time, and I'm really glad that I had that time because it allowed me to fine-tune the questions, that I wanted to ask. Crystal had said between 10 and 12 questions, and it actually took me several days. Once I started writing down my questions, I already spent hours on them, and I got down to 22. I'm like, I can't get this any lower. So I'm like, it took a couple of days to just of mulling it over, just putting it on the back burner and thinking about it every now and then. And eventually I got down to 12 questions. I wanted to honor, her plan. So I went with 12 questions. And in fact, these several of the questions, all of my questions were answered, but the answer to a few of them were, "You're not permitted to know." That was my answer. So, and I laugh because it's just not a surprise to me, because it's just like I already knew kind of the answer to that, because I would have changed something about what I'm doing if I knew the answer, and I get that. So, I'm just one of those people that would change, what I do. So, but the questions that I actually got a true answer to were the ones that had something specific to do with my mission and why I'm here, and why, the process of completing the mission or not getting it done yet, kind of thing. And that was actually what my focus, that was my main question. That was the whole point of having this session. That was my goal. My goal is ascension. So I want to know, what my mission is, what I'm supposed to be doing here, and let's get the job done. So that's why, those other questions did not need an answer, because it wasn't, didn't have anything to do with the reason, what my focus was, my ultimate focus. So there's that. The other thing that I did, sorry, I had to go backwards there for a minute. So the other thing that I did was I meditate with gemstones a lot, and I carry gemstones a lot. I have, gemstones everywhere on my property. So gemstones raise your vibration, will help you raise will help you get to the vibration of the gemstone. If that's what your desire is, that's what your goal is, so anyway, so if that's what your deal is, gemstones, get one. If you just think it's pretty, it's not necessary. And then, so in terms of setting the intention for, a successful session, the other thing I think is the doing, which is, making the ceremony out of the whole thing, the cleaning, keeping in the forefront of my mind the reason why I'm doing the cleaning. I'm cleaning out this space because I'm going to have this wonderful session. I'm going to be in a very high vibratory state. I'm going to be connecting with my higher self and my guides. So it is a very special occasion. So I made it a special occasion, and for me, that is what helped. The action, putting action to my intention is what helped actually manifest the success of the session. And that was long distance. And there was even a couple of times that I kind of my vibration did not hold. I channeled. I've never channeled before. This is amazing. I can't believe I channeled. So what I'm saying to you is if it's something that you want to do, don't be lazy. Take the time and put the effort into doing, so that you can have a successful session. And I would encourage anybody to do it, because it's worth it. So thank you, and thank you again, Crystal. Okay, good night.